The next question. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. I am Naseem from Mumbai, working as an IT professional. My question is, what is the best age to get married in Islam? As far as what is the best age, there is no specific age mentioned anywhere in the Quran or the Hadith, but you should get married as early as possible. Our beloved Prophet said, it's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 7, Hadith number 5066, the Prophet said, O young people, whoever has the means to get married should get married. That means the Prophet encouraged early marriage. Marrying early is mustahab, but which is the exact age, it's not mentioned, depending upon the situation. There's another hadith in which a person came and asked the Prophet, and the Prophet said that it's mentioned in Sahih Muslim, volume number 4, hadith number 3635. The Prophet said that you marry women for 4 things: wealth, lineage, which is nobility, beauty, and religion, that is virtue. The best is religion. That means the Prophet said a person normally marries women for 4 things: wealth, lineage and nobility, beauty, third is religion and virtue. The best is marry her for her religion. So based on this, we come to know that the Prophet said marry a virtuous girl. And similarly, a girl should marry a virtuous boy. As far as which is the best age, the moment a person reaches puberty, there's no harm, Islamically you can marry. My advice would be that since today we are living in a society and you're living in a country, and different countries have different rules and regulations. Most of the country have a minimum age where you can get married. So my advice to you would be, see to it that you marry after the minimum age. Most of the Western countries, they have the minimum age is 16 years. Even in USA, most of the states in USA it is 16 years, but some states like Texas, you can get married even at the age of 14, because there people get married early. In India, the question posed is by an Indian, the minimum age for a girl, it is 18 years. Some countries 16, some countries 14, some countries 18, some it is 19. So my advice to you would be, Islamically it's permitted even to marry earlier, but it is preferable that you maintain the rule of the country. Like in Malaysia also, I think the minimum age is 18, but if you take special permission from the religious authority, you can marry early also, alhamdulillah. Regarding coming to your basic question, what do I consider as the best age to marriage? The Islamic answer is as early as possible. But if you ask me, today looking at the society, I wouldn't say as a fard, but if you ask me, for a girl, I would say that if she is the one who likes to get education, so normally a person with a girl or a boy, they pass the standard 10 at the age of 15 or 16, then they do 2 years of high school, then 3 years of graduation. So they graduate when they are 20 or 21 years old. So my view would be that the best age for a girl to get married is about 20 or 21 years. There's no hard and fast rule. She can get married even at 19, even at 18, even at 22. But looking at the average age, I would say 20, 21, she becomes a graduate, she can marry. She can marry before doing graduation, no problem. Depends upon each one's situation. For a boy, today I would say that the right age for a boy is as early as possible. I would place it at maybe 20 to 23 years old. That's it. Can get married at 21, can get 24 or so. When I got married, I considered the best age at that time, that was more than 25 years back. It's about 27, 28 years since I got married in 1993. And it is little less than 28 years old. That time I had thought 25 to 27. So at 25 I started searching for the right spouse. My requirements were not as what you hear now, but I wanted a person who's a Daya, who knows English. Looks wasn't the criteria, money wasn't the criteria at all, lineage wasn't, mainly it was virtuous. I could not find anyone in the city which I lived, that is Bombay, so I've travelled more than 160 kilometers. I married a girl from Pune. And in my case, for 2 years, I did not see any girl. Many proposals came. I used to tell my sister, you go, you know my requirements, you go and interview. One only girl that she passed in her interview was my wife. I met her and that's it. So I did not meet any girl in my life except my wife for marriage. First girl, alhamdulillah, and Allah blessed me with the best wife. And because of her, my life has changed. And I've said it many times. Now coming back to your question, I feel today's age, the earlier you marry, the better. If you think you want to do graduation, I told you can easily become a graduate by the age of 20, 21. You know, it's not necessary that you should be a graduate, but that is in most of the cases. So there's no problem. That's a good age, 20, 21 for the girl. For the boy, 22, 23, no problem. You can get married earlier also, depending upon each one's different age. But please do not delay. You can delay by 1 or 2 years. If a target of a girl is to get married at the age of 20, she starts looking, she should start looking earlier. My request is, start at the age of 19. It's not easy to find virtuous husband. It may take 1 year, 2 years. But if you do not find, if your target is 20, 21, you start at the age of 19, you wait till 21, wait to 22, do not go beyond that. You start 2 years earlier, you may spend 3, 4 years. If you have crossed 23, don't wait longer, marry the best available, even if it is the best of the worst, is my request to you. For the boys, the same thing. I would say the right age would be 21, 22. You can marry late, you can marry early. There's no hard and fast rule. This is my request, my view. With my children, you know, unless some situation takes place and Allah wills something else. My aim also was that my son should get married before the age of 23. And then we already started looking from 2015, 2016 we shortlisted when his age was less than 23. But situations changed. We had to leave our country and my daughters were much younger. We had to leave the country, and when we left the country, the whole thing changes. We left our hometown for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We did hijrat, may Allah accept it. And now my son has crossed 26. It is high time. Now we have to decide that there were many proposals that came, but we may not be wanting what we want. So then we have to select the best available. And inshallah, my aim is that I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we have just entered 2021. And after about 6 months, my son would be 27 years old. So inshallah, he has finished his graduation. He'll be coming to Malaysia very soon after the lockdown is over. Inshallah, the next few months I want, and latest at least before this year ends, I want him to get married. And even my daughters very soon, they are much younger than him. So my thing would be that the girl should marry as early as possible, somewhere around 2021. The boy is 2023. It's not a fixed hard and fast rule. Can marry early. If you don't find the right match, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years. Don't wait for too long. Because the older you get, the more difficult to get your match. Because many may get married. So suppose the criteria was that I want a virtuous person of maybe at the 80 out of 100 marks, hypothetically. So if you're getting someone of 65, you don't marry. Then when you become old, you don't even get someone of 40 points virtue. So don't get into that situation. So my request would be that start searching for a spouse at an early age, maybe 18, 19, so that you get married early. If not, if it goes a few years later, don't wait too long. Grab the best available and rest leave it to Allah. Hope that answers the question.